So thank you all for joining us. And we're going to go ahead and respect your times because we want to make sure that you get the full benefit of this amazing call tonight. I just want to welcome everybody this evening. So we're just glad if you're a guest here tonight, welcome, welcome, welcome. And this is our Becoming series. I am Beverly Grandison.
I'm Johnny Grandison.
And we're your hosts for tonight's call. And what you're going to see is a group of like-minded, multifaceted entrepreneurs from various walks of life and places in life. Each call, if you've joined us before, and if you are unfamiliar with the Becoming series, definitely get with the person who invited you and ask them to give you the whole series. In the background, you don't see some ladies, Donna Merritt, Patricia Hill, and Lisa, we call her Lisa, that make this thing happen, you guys. It's an amazing, and I'm so grateful for those behind the scenes women. But what you're gonna get tonight is a glimpse of some of our experiences, including a vehicle that we have found that has helped significantly influence our processes of becoming the entrepreneurs that you see before you tonight. That being said, as you absorb our stories, know that we are not making any claims to treat or cure any specific diseases or conditions, nor are we making any income claims. This series is a platform that we hope will empower you to embrace the entrepreneurial mindset of success and to take control of your health. Now, I'm happy to introduce some of the panelists that are actually going to share their why behind this amazing video that you're going to see was put together. The first person I want to introduce is Lynora Bayless. And she is a certified lifestyle intervention counselor, author, a media director, producer, wife, mom, and grandmother. And she's going to be sharing first because she's the brains behind all of this really coming together in the beautiful way it has. Tonight, we also have Carolyn Bird. She's a nurse, certified holistic cancer coach, breast cancer survivor, activist, wife, mom, and grandmother. Then we have tonight Lori Weeks, healthcare recruiter, entrepreneur, micro farmer, and she is an amazing Tower Garden farmer, health coach, wife, mom, and she's a nana, a new nana. Congratulations. And then we also have Dr. Brinetta Thomas Staples and her husband, Nate Staples. And Brinetta is an educator, pastor, health and wellness coach, and a wife. And Nate Staples, Pastor Nate, he's a drug and alcohol recovery counselor, Christian education, superintendent, husband, and father. And then Johnny and I, your hosts, right? I will introduce Johnny. He's a project manager, civil engineer, co-owner of a wellness consulting company. And we endearly termed him the GQ farmer because like Lori, they love Tower Gardens. We all do. And of course, he's my husband. And I'm a retired military officer, professional counselor, health coach, and co-owner of the same company, and a wife. And we call ourselves Dinks. We're dual income, no kids. So what you're going to hear tonight is really the beautiful reason why this came together. We joined this business 16 years ago, and 16 years ago, there wasn't much marketing material or messaging that would target our communities. And that was very important to us. And so that is what you're going to hear. So without further ado, we're going to get out of the way. Johnny's going to be the last one to speak before we watch. It's a very short 16-minute video, but it's very powerful. And I want to start with Lynora Bayless. Now, if you're a guest and you don't understand what I'm saying about the business side, she's one of my sponsors in my organization. You're going to see that all of us are in, well, not all of us. Some of us are in the same organization, but we're not all in the same organization at all. This is an amazing community that has come together, one team, one mission, because that's what we truly believe, to reach the greater good. The mission of our company is to build a stable and lasting company that will help as many people as possible realize their dreams. And that's exactly what we're doing, because we truly are inspiring healthy living around the world. So without further ado, Lynora Bayless, thank you so, so much for joining us tonight and for really making this all come together for us.
Well, what a pleasure it's been to work on this project. And my interest in doing this project started many years ago. I've been with this company for 27 years and immediately noticed, because my husband is African-American, so that means half of my family is African-American, and immediately noticed that there wasn't any messaging strategies to the people group that had the worst health statistics, and that bothered me. And so through the years, I kept hammering the powers that be that made our marketing materials, and it just never seemed to make it to the priority list. And so a couple of years ago, I knew that I was going to be retiring and went after I turned 65, and I thought, this has to happen. This absolutely has to happen. So I talked to Beverly and said, how can we get a group together and really represent this? And so I didn't know how it was going to be. I'd love to share with you just a little bit of the process, because it was pretty amazing how it came about. And I just came up with a few questions that I asked all the people that you're going to see in the film tonight. First of all, Dr. Fowler had this incredible group of statistics that really talk about where this community is in terms of health. And so I asked everybody that you'll hear from tonight, which statistic has impacted you the most? You know, which one affects you the most? What concerns you the most? Then we asked what cultural traditions around food make dietary changes challenging in this community? And so you'll hear some of the answers. And then how did you learn about Juice Plus or Tower Gardens, whichever is their focus, and what excited them to take it? We had a whole section on what woke you up, you know, what woke you up to the need to change what you were doing. And so that was a very interesting part of the conversation. And then what inspired them to share it with other people? What had them get into their community and try and make a difference in that way? And how did it make them feel when they could help somebody be in a better place with their health? So what happened from these these interviews was I heard some amazing things that I could not script in a million years. So I literally transcribed what they said and put it in an order that we could record it. And that's what you're going to hear tonight. And I'm so excited, so thankful for everybody who participated, because every person made such a unique contribution. And there's probably 20, 30 of you that could have participated in this just as well. And who knows, maybe there'll be other things done in the future. We'd love to have more reaction to this, but this was designed to help you have a presentation. If you have an opportunity in a church, if you have an opportunity in a public setting, this is a plug and play presentation. So we hope you'll enjoy it.
Thank you so much for that, Lynora. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, we're going to take a back seat here now, and we're going to spotlight Robin. Robin is all of these people on this line, y'all, are like sisters and misters from another mother and brother, okay? I'm telling you that I so enjoy being around these like-minded people. So Robin Allen is on the West Coast in California. Can you tell me, Robin, you know, what made you say yes to this project?
Well, y'all asked me, so that was the first thing. And because I'm a nutritionist, I really do have a passion for using food and nutrition to take us to another level. And it just makes sense. I know our people need it. And I was just very committed, as I stay committed to it. It is a passion of mine, because I know what food and nutrition has done for me. And I feel like each one teach one. If I know something good, then I have to share it. So that's why I said yes.
I know, absolutely, Robin. I mean, it's like, and you, I won't give it away because you say it so well in the video, but yes, it's something that we cannot keep to ourselves at all, at all. Yeah. So I can't thank you enough. And so then I want to go to, and I'm going to go down the list to Carolyn Bird. And Carolyn is a nurse in Georgia, out of Augusta, Georgia area.
All right. Well, thank you all for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this video. As a nurse, even from 5 years old, I always want to help people. And that's what this video is, really helping people. And I know what whole food nutrition has done for me, going from surviving to thriving. And I think everyone needs to hear that story. And these stories are so real, and it just hit home for us in the African-American community. because when we look at this video, we see our family in these videos, you know. And so I was just so excited to be a part of this history making video. So I thank you all so much for being a part of this.
Yes, exactly, Carolyn. And you guys are going to hear, I think, Brinetta say that same thing. This is truly history in the making. And years down the road from now, we're going to be looking back on this and seeing again how many lives have been so significantly impacted for the better. Okay. All right. Next on the list is what you heard Dr. Fowler's name, and you're just grateful because he is now retired, sort of, but I think busier in retired life than he was before and enjoying grandfatherhood. So Dr. Fowler, thank you for joining us. And why did you say yes to this project?
Why did I say yes to this? Well, for many, many, many reasons. As you've already said, I practiced internal medicine actually for over 40 years. And, of course, training prior to getting out there in the real world and seeing patients in your own office, you have a lot of experience also that you develop in your residency training as well. So I trained at Grady Hospital in Atlanta, which many of you know is the inner city hospital. That's where you see the worst of the worst when it comes to these diseases and what they can do to people. And as I went through that experience and came out into the real world, and I understood the majority of issues, especially that we would see in the Black community, as well as community at large. But I saw that in our community, things were just a little bit worse. So the issue that I had was, what can I do to help my patients? How can I put them in the right direction and get them on the right track so that we can not only prevent these diseases, but treat these diseases in a way with hopefully a nutritional approach with whole food-based nutrition so that their illnesses improve. I'll say this, and I always have to give my kudos to my former mentor who passed, as we all know, Dr. Richard Du Bois. He and I discussed these issues over 20 years ago. I've known him since I started my residency. So I knew him way back then, so well over 40 years. And he and I have discussed issues throughout the years with respect to nutrition, the importance of it. And I think what I really started to understand, and you have to, obviously learn a lot of this on your own because they don't teach nutrition in medical school, and I'll be honest with you, they really don't do it. I had a reunion in medical school about 2 years ago, pre-pandemic, and I asked this question, and we have a nutrition school at my medical school at Tufts, one of the best in the world. And we had a student panel, and I asked, how much nutrition information are you getting? And they said, none. And you've got one of the best nutrition schools in the world. So this is a problem in the medical community. So I've had to do what I could do. And I think when I saw this product, plant-based nutrition, and saw what it could really do in terms of decreasing the oxidative stress issues, which is the whole free radical thing many of you guys have heard me talk about before, which is basically inflammation. I saw what this product could do to that in a short period of time. It made sense that this was something that we needed to introduce as best we could to our community. All right. So having looked at that and looked at the research behind everything, and as physicians, we have to look at our research before we agree to anything. And when I saw what I saw, it was really a no-brainer that this product needed to be introduced to our community the best way possible, and that's what I did. So this project was a great way to spearhead all this, because as many of you already said, way back in the day of this company, we just didn't have any marketing or direction in the area of the minority communities of people of color. So that's why I jumped on the bandwagon. I'm excited about it, and hopefully we can make some change.
You got it. And we absolutely are, Dr. Fowler. So thank you so much for that. Okay. All right. Next, I have Lori Weeks, my Energizer big sister. Oh my goodness, from Augusta, outside of Augusta, Georgia, Evans, Georgia. Yes.
Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. This has changed everything for me, for my household, for my family. Dr. Fowler, I'm so glad I get a chance today to tell you in person that you have impacted my health, my family's health, our longevity. You are the first physician to ever speak to me about nutrition. Now, I was the caretaker for my mom when she got sick. She had a stroke and overweight and complications. I was the caretaker for my mom when she was the caretaker for my dad when we lost him to cancer. My family has been greatly impacted with obesity, arthritis, high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, allergies, depression, anxiety. I had no idea that plant nutrition could make an impact on any of these. The information that you share here and that we share together as a community has changed everything. My family is thriving, not only my household, but my extended family, sisters, nieces, nephews. And I'm so glad that you have helped me and others have helped me to impact more than my household. You guys, there was no way that I ever thought I would be growing my own food and encouraging my family and neighbors to grow their own food and flood their body with whole foods every single day. It's an honor for me to just be able to champion this. Thank you so much for letting me be part of this. There's no way that I could not share this great news.
Can y'all just see why we just so love this community? Every time Lori jumps on, I tell you, I just love her energy, and it just makes me, she's not that much older than I am, I say, but I just want to age beautifully and gracefully like she is, and continue to do this life together. So thank you so much, Lori. All right, now we've got Pastor Brinetta and Nate Staples. Guys, thank you guys so much.
Well, hello, greetings to everyone out there. Well, you know, my reason for the video is very simple. I was just really inspired by my wife in her quest to make sure that we both were healthy and lived a long life. And then, not to mention Lynora and the Grandisons, you know, just listen to the whole panel of people who just had something to say. I thought I was in this by myself. I thought my wife had me captive and was making me do things, but I found out that there was a whole world out there. My second reason, I believe, is because I'm a 65-year-old Black man who had all kinds of health issues that I wasn't even aware of and didn't really care about. You know, being a pastor in the church, you know, we get fried chicken too much.
Yeah.
You know, everybody feed us to show their love for us.
Yep.
You know, and man, I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I had, you know, migraines. I had pains in my stomach, you know, and just learning to eat better, learning to use the products that my wife was handing to me every morning. I had no idea what it was, but it worked. And so I'm committed. I'm committed to sharing the information, because this is not something that you keep to yourself. If something actually truly works, we need to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to know what it is, know how it works. And hey, I'm a cheerleader for all the products that we are using.
See why you have to sneak those gummies into your husband's diet?
I was trying not to say gummies or those things, you know. And last thing, since she brought that up, the gummies like arrested me and held me captive away from unhealthy eating.
Yeah.
I got rid of the peach rings and the orange slices and all of that garbage. And every time I get that craving now, hey, I just open a bag of gummies and I'm a happy camper.
Amen. Well, I'm here because, and of course you can see why I would want to be here. I live with a wonderful example of what can happen when you change your diet.
Yes.
And I'm that lady that was 400 pounds and spent years and years losing and keeping off 200 pounds and needed a way to keep it off. I got it off, but I needed a way to keep it off.
Yes.
And even though I changed my diet to a plant-based diet, I needed some help with that. And so, but beyond that, getting the help here, this community. When I joined this community, I found other people just like me who were able to love me to a wonderful, healthy place. The first people I thought about were the people in my church. And I knew we needed a tool to do that because I knew the tools we had didn't quite draw that group. So it's my honor and my privilege and my pleasure. Thank you, Lynora, to be able to have a tool that speaks to my people. And I'm ready to use it full blast. Our church is already a wellness church, but we got a lot of other people to go. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. Thank you, guys. Oh my goodness. This has been just such an amazing journey, coming alongside everybody, working together for this dream truly of ours. Because Lynora also knows this has been a dream of Johnny and I. So we're gonna let Johnny say the last words before we show you this amazing video. And know that the production isn't like right spot on, but the message is very strong.
And I think that's part of what this whole thing is all about, is sharing that message. Far too often, there have been conversations that have just not been had in our communities and our families. And this gives us the ability and the vehicle by which to start those dialogues. We talked about when we first came on, there were a lot of things happening for so many people, but we just never saw ourselves at the table. And so when we were looking to share this message, it just seemed like it was for other people. But in true, it's just for us. As a matter of fact, it's for us more so than it could be for anyone else. And so this video gives us the ability to touch so many different walks of life, so many different disparities that happen in our community, and allow us to have those hard conversations. We look at the men in our families, oftentimes they never outlive the women, and it's because of what we eat. A lot of times we talk about how, I want the things I want and I want it now. But the things you want might be what's killing you. So we just want to do better. And I think this starts those conversations. This starts to be able to collectively come together and share those communications and that dialogue. And so I think that's what the importance of this is about. And we're so excited to bring it to you because it's so long overdue. And I'm excited about it.
All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yes, Brinetta and Nate, we're going to be grown old together, and Lori and Everton, and we've traveled with Lynora and her hubby. Oh my goodness. And Carolyn and your husband. And I'm just excited about this video. So you guys get, if you got popcorn, get your popcorn. It's going to be short, 16 minutes. But what I wanted to also really just throw out there is that although, yes, we're talking to us as a African-American, Black community, believe me, this message transcends to everyone. So everyone can get something out of this, okay?
And I'll even say, reach out to the children as well, because if we can catch them at the younger ages, they don't have the same concerns when they get a little older too. So it's for the whole family.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much money you make or have, how much you spend to look good, or even how much church you attend. Without your health, what else really matters?
The statistics are sobering. 1 in 3 African Americans has high blood pressure. Black men like me have the highest rate of prostate cancer in the world. And we are also twice as likely to die from it. 1 in 4 Black women over the age of 55 has diabetes. By the age of 65, it's 1 in 4 Black men as well. Now, compared to whites, we're 35% more likely to die from high blood pressure, twice as likely to die from diabetes. And Black women are 42% more likely to die of breast cancer and 35% more likely to die of heart disease. A statistic that concerns me tremendously is that 70% of Black men and 80% of Black women over the age of 20 are either obese or overweight. Another alarming finding is that the obesity rate in Black children is almost 1 in 4.
There are many factors that contribute to the statistics: lack of knowledge, lack of insurance, lack of access to services. But if we're being honest, we can't ignore our part in our health. Our diet and lifestyle plays a huge role in the diseases we experience.
Too many pies and fried foods, not enough beans and raw greens.
Too many grilled meats, macaroni and cheese, and not enough roots and fruits.
We need to drink more water and consistently exercise, less ham and candied yams.
We're hoping and believing for healing on one hand and eating the foods that are killing us on the other. What if the miracle you need could be right there on your plate?
The foods that we love so much are a major part of why we are dying so young.
Genetics play a role, but even more significant is what we actually inherit. It's our unhealthy lifestyles, the way we cook, the way we stress. We have to unlearn and retrain our brains. We have to do our own research, understanding that 75% of disease is literally preventable.
The field of epigenetics has shown us that even when we have a predisposition towards a specific disease, the gene involved is either in an on or off position, just like a light switch. Making good food choices can help keep these genes in the off position and oftentimes turn on the good gene. So how can we begin to tackle this and our weight issues at the same time? Eating more fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and eating less fatty foods, processed foods, and less saturated fats, and especially less fried foods, would lead to an incredible health benefit and significantly impact the development of many diseases in a positive way. Now understand, change is never easy and doesn't have to be all at once. It can be one step at a time. Just adding one fruit or one vegetable per day that you didn't previously eat makes a big impact over time. Exercise is also something I've always recommended to my patients if they are physically able. Walking just 20 minutes a day can lead to tremendous health benefits. Otherwise, just keep moving and don't be a couch potato, which has also been shown to increase the death rate.
We have to care more about how exercise will benefit our bodies than what sweating is going to do to our hair.
In our community, many of us see food as love. We have to turn that around and see that being here is love. Making sure our kids have their parents and their grandparents. We have to think about how much they would struggle without our presence.
Food is also celebration, community and tradition. My parents were Creole. Every Sunday after church was a feast with aunts, uncles, cousins with traditional Southern foods. But I lost my dad when I was 27, and my mom's health challenges started when she was my age.
My dad died at 68 of everything. He said he'd rather die than stop eating the things he liked, and he did. And I never ate fruits and vegetables, never thought about them except maybe green beans out of a can.
We've connected food so deeply to our ancestors. This isn't just sweet potato pie or gumbo. This is Big Mama on a plate.
It almost feels disrespectful to stop eating the foods that we grew up on.
True.
It's almost like denouncing your heritage or saying, I'm not even Black anymore. And that's what gives it the power over us.
You're so right. What if we acknowledge that our families did the best they could with what they could afford and what was available at the time? I mean, we can honor them by doing the best we can.
When I had my daughter at 30, I was overweight and in trouble with my health. It hit me that if I didn't do something differently, this wasn't going to go well for me or her.
Now, growing up, there was no emphasis on fruits and vegetables or even drinking water. Even as an athlete, I was never introduced to the idea that food had anything to do with my health. And in college, it was actually the pain that drove me to get help. Now, I struggled through the next few years on a yo-yo regimen of steroids and other drugs, still not understanding the relationship between nutrition and disease.
Well, my parents are from the West Indies. So we actually grew up eating lots of fruits and vegetables. That actually became a lot harder once I joined the military, because most days lunch was literally soda, an apple, and a candy bar. My tour to Afghanistan in a leadership position, that's when my body said it had enough. Lack of sleep, not eating properly. I was faced with a life-altering, career-ending diagnosis. Thank God for our amazing neighbors who lived across the street, educated us, empowered us about the power of whole food plant-based nutrition. They gave us a place to start when they introduced us to Juice Plus. That was the catalyst that got us into the driver's seat of our health. So let's talk about Juice Plus. Juice Plus is whole food nutrition made from fruits, vegetables, seeds, and other plant-based ingredients. It helps you bridge the gap between what you should eat and what you do eat. Juice Plus makes healthy living easier and jumpstarts your journey to better health. The 4 capsule blends are packed with whole food nutrition from over 33 plant-based ingredients, conveniently packaged and chosen to be as close to nature as possible. They're vegan and gluten-free, designed for any lifestyle. The fruit blend gives you the variety of a farmer's market with just one quick addition to your routine. The vegetable blend helps you feel confident that you're giving your body the nutrition it needs. The berry blend is always in season, giving you the boost you need from a variety of berries and other plant-based ingredients any time of the year. And the vegan omega blend rounds out your routine with 5 plant-based omega fatty acids that skips the fish and goes straight to the algae for the true source of omega-3. Juice Plus conveniently helps build a solid nutritional foundation for a healthier lifestyle. The Juice Plus products start where all great nutrition begins. Fresh on the farm. The fruits, vegetables, berries, seeds, and algae used in Juice Plus are all sourced with great pride under the highest standards, providing the finest quality plant ingredients. The unique farm-to-capsule process brings that goodness into the Juice Plus blends while protecting the valuable nutrients inside. The strict quality control measures deliver great whole food nutrition in convenient capsules. And Juice Plus has supported independent clinical research by leading academic experts for more than 25 years, which leads to the enormous peace of mind packed in these capsules. Juice Plus also has a growing system called the Tower Garden that many of us enjoy. It requires a minimal amount of space, water, and time, and allows us to grow a wide variety of produce, making it easier to also eat more fruits and veggies.
I learned about Juice Plus at a health fair. It was one simple change that I could make, and that step led to others. It made sense to me right away. And within 6 months of taking Juice Plus and cleaning up my diet, I had gone from surviving to thriving. And I knew this was something I wanted to share with everyone I loved and cared about. I also understood if I was going to do this, I had to walk the talk. Why would anyone listen to me if I was tore up from the floor up?
I had been thinking about juicing. So when my friend shared Juice Plus with me, I realized this was going to be a lot easier. And it just made sense. I knew we were onto something. So I began sharing Juice Plus, starting with my family.
Juice Plus is a big part of us being able to get more nutritionally dense foods into our bodies. Now, I also noticed how cravings changed to healthier foods.
And everything that we went through to get on the right path, to get our health under control, made us want to absolutely share this with others.
What we love most is when someone who's been struggling with a health challenge for years and years, they've tried everything, then they start on Juice Plus, along with making better food and lifestyle choices, and then everything starts changing for them.
I started taking Juice Plus almost 20 years ago. I was hesitant at first, honestly, but given the fact that I'm a scientist and the research which had been performed on this product was so overwhelming, it really was a no-brainer.
I really wish I had known about Juice Plus on my journey down from nearly 400 pounds. I had high blood pressure, I was diabetic, and I had difficulty with my limbs. When I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, I decided to adopt a plant-based diet. My health improved and the weight came off. These days, I'm just really grateful for a tool like Juice Plus for my own health. And it's a great tool to give to people as a step they can take before they ever have to move anything off their plates.
Well, I just love Juice Plus gummies. They have become my sweet treat, and they're good for me. I've been able to get off sodas and all those other sweets that are no good for me. You know, every now and then I do crave some barbecue ribs, some
Yes.
fried chicken, but it is just not worth it. You know, the heartburn, the fatigue, the migraines, the digestive problems.
Mhm.
And you know what? Nothing tastes
As good as healthy feels.
Initially, I was attracted to Tower Gardens, and it has been so rewarding doing this with my daughter. I feel like I'm changing the trajectory of our family's health. We all want our children to have it better than we did. And that's certainly true for me with respect to eating better. And guess what? I can grow my greens and okra and other foods I love without all the work of a traditional garden.
We all have ancestors who grew their own food. When I'm working on my tower garden, I feel connected to my father.
Who would have thought we could actually grow year-round our fruits and vegetables, inside or outside? Johnny and I are having so much fun doing this.
Okay, I have a confession to make. I'm a certified nutrition specialist, and I understand the value of Juice Plus. It costs less than we would spend on a cup of coffee, but initially, I had a problem with the price. If you can believe it, the day I heard about Juice Plus, I had been to Nordstrom's and bought a $500 pair of boots in a nice bag. And on top of that, my nails were done, my hair was looking nice, but someone asking me to spend something to take care of my body, I was like, no. And then I realized how crazy that was. It was a real wake-up call for me.
I think we're all naturally skeptical when we hear about something like this. I love to help people get out of their own way. It feels so good when someone says, thank you, I'm doing so much better. And being part of a community of like-minded people have been life-changing. I'm even blogging now to help other women discover the journey to healing and getting them connected to the services that they need.
People met me where I was in the Juice Plus community. I have found new ways to celebrate. I've learned to create new and healthy traditions. We get together to move and work out.
Before Juice Plus, I carried other supplements in my practice, but no one had ever called me to say anything helped them. It was after seeing how much Juice Plus helped my mother with her nutrition and realized that ethically, I had to share this with my clients. Now I hear about the good results they're having almost every day, and that fuels me. So many people don't really have a taste for fruits and vegetables, so this is another place where Juice Plus just makes sense, and it helps to change your palate.
If you're ready to make some changes in your health and would love to bring others along with you, come join us in this important mission of inspiring healthy living within our community.
I never learned how to age from my parents, so I want to model what 50s and 60s and 70s are supposed to look like. If you're a parent who wants to break the cycle with your children and would like to inspire other parents to do the same, come join us.
If you're in the nutrition field and would like to add a scientifically proven tool to your toolbox, then come join us.
So if you're a person who sees a bigger picture, and when you see a problem, you want to tackle it like I do, then come join us.
If you are a helper by nature and like the idea of empowering others to share the gift of health and hope, come join us.
To my colleagues, if you are open to learning new ways to help patients, and you believe in good science, then come join us.
If you are a pastor or an active member in the church, and you want to help your fellowship embrace the miracle that food can be,
Yes.
come join us. You know, church is the place where we have the difficult conversations to solve problems. And this, it's a big one.
It's a big one. Nothing is going to change unless we do. We have to stop idolizing food and our past. We have to agree to live. This is how we truly honor our ancestors.
Whether you take the first step to start Juice Plus and start eating better, or even join this mission with us, I do believe together we can create a legacy of health for our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren to come. Thank you so much.